In today's class, we will learn about the topic known as fraction. Okay, fraction. And in this class, we are going to take a look at what fraction is. What fraction is. Okay, that's the first thing. Also, we are going to take a look at the type of fraction. Okay, the type of fraction. Finally, we are going to look at examples. Examples of what? Examples of fraction. Okay, examples of fraction. So let's start by looking at the definition of fraction. We said fraction simply means what? Fraction means part of a whole. Okay, fraction means part of a whole, a tiny part of something. That is what fraction means. For example, if I have an orange, okay, let's say this is an orange, and I said share this orange, share this between what? Between let's say Smith, share between Smith and James. Okay, what do you think each of them will get? Now let's divide the orange. This is the orange. We divided it into two. Okay, having divided it into two, this one has half and this one has half. Okay, so this is what? This is fraction. Now this one that you're looking at is known as a whole. But this one here is what is the half. This one here is the half. So fraction means part of a whole. Fraction means what? Part of a whole. Now let's look at the second something which is known as types of fractions. Let's look at the second part of our lesson objective today. Type of fractions. Okay. I want to look at types of fractions. Okay, so the first one is this. We have proper fractions. We have what? Proper fractions. Proper fractions. Now, the thing about proper fraction is that the numerator of the proper fraction is always lesser than what? Than the denominator. Okay? For example, let's look at this is 2 out of 3. Okay? Now this is what? Numerator. This is known as the numerator. This is known as the denominator. Okay? This is known as denominator. So in proper fraction, the numerator, that is the one of this one, is always less than the what? Than the denominator, than this one down. Okay? The numerator, which is this, is always less than the denominator. Okay? So that is that about proper fraction. Now let's look at another one known as improper fraction. This second example, improper fraction. Okay? When we talk of improper fraction, two things I want you to know about it is that, number one, the one of, that is the numerator, is always greater than the denominator. Don't forget I told you this is the numerator. Okay? This is the numerator and this is the denominator. Okay? This is the denominator. The numerator is always what? Is always greater. Okay? The numerator, that is this one, greater than denominator. Okay? Is always greater than the denomination. All right? Also, another thing I need you to know is that the improper fraction forms mixed fractions. It forms mixed fractions. Okay? The improper fraction forms mixed fractions. For example, still, let's say you have 4 out of 3, and you want to turn it to a mixed fraction. You want to turn it to this mixed fraction. You ask yourself, how many times will you say 3 in 4? Okay, or how many times will 3 divide 4. That is 1 time. Okay? 3 divide 4 is what? 1 time. Remainder 1 out of 3. So this is what? This is mixed fraction. This is mixed fraction. This is mixed fraction. Okay? This is mixed fraction. And this is an improper fraction. Okay? Improper fraction. So don't forget, we said that in improper fraction, the first thing is that the numerator is always greater than the denominator. Also, an improper fraction forms a mixed fraction. An improper fraction forms a mixed fraction. Let's look at the last one, which is known as mixed fraction. Okay, mixed fraction. All right. Now, in mixed fraction, it is a combination. A mixed fraction consists of a whole number, and a proper fraction, okay, and a proper fraction. For example, if you have 5 whole number, 2 out of 3. Now, this is whole number, and this one here, 2 out of 3 is proper fraction. Okay, it's proper fraction. Okay, good. So I'll quickly make a summary of this now. Don't forget I said we are looking at what the topic for today is known as fractions. The topic is known as fractions, all right? And we have looked at the 3 objectives. We said the definition of fraction, which means what part of the whole. And we have looked at the types of fraction, and I told you that we have the proper fraction, we have the improper fraction, and we have the improper fraction, and we have the mixed fraction. Okay, I said the proper fraction in proper fraction, the numerator, that is the one up, is always less than the denominator. Okay, the one up, which is known as the numerator, is always less than the one down, which is known as the denominator. Now we have the improper fraction. We said the improper fraction also what the numerator is greater than what the denominator is greater than the denominator. Also, I told you that the improper fraction forms mixed fraction. Okay, so I gave you an example of 4 out of 3. Now, 4 out of 3, you can see we ask ourselves to form a mixed fraction. We say, how many times can we say 3 in 4? Or how many times is 3 divide 4? That is 1 time. If you divide 4 1 time, remember what 1 out of 3. Also, we've taken a look at what mixed fraction is. Mixed fraction consists of a whole number and a proper fraction. Now we look at 5 out of 5 whole number, 2 out of 3. So this is the whole number. This 2, 3 is what is a proper fraction. So we have come to the end of this class. In our subsequent classes, we will take a look at all these fractions one after the other. All right. Thank you for finishing. God bless you. See you next time in our next class. All right. Bye.